Okay, long division. All right. Dividing, single digit by single digit or even single by double, a little easy. When we get into single digits by triple digits, that's when it gets interesting. Okay? Like this example. All right. Really quick, I'm going to go through the steps and show you how they do it. And hopefully you'll be able to catch on the more you watch. Always we work from left to right, okay? I'm going to put this on the side here as a reminder. Left to right, okay? Here's the 6, and here's the number that's being divided into. Basically, you're going to start with the first digit of this number, which is the 4, okay? I'm going to underline the 4. And I ask myself, can 6 fit into 4? No, 4 is too small. So now I'm going to underline the neighbor. I'm going to say, help neighbor. And here we go. So the 4 asks the 3 for help. So now I've underlined both the 4 and the 3. So now I've underlined 43. Okay? So now I say to myself, can 6 fit into 43? Of course it can. The question is how many times? Well, if I do my 6 times table, what number does it go to that's closest to 43 without going over? Well, that would be 42. That's the 7th number in the 6 times table. In other words, 6 times 7 is 42. The question is, what do I do with that 7? Well, I don't put it above the 4. Remember, I put the answer on top of this line. I don't put it above the 4 because it doesn't fit in the 4. I got to put it where it fits. It fits in 43, where the line stops. So I put the 7 right there. Okay? So I got 7 up here. What am I going to do with the 7? I'm going to do what's called multiplying around the corner. Multiplying around the corner. So I'm multiplying 7 times 6. What did I say it was? 42. I put the 42 down here under the 43. Underline it. I put a minus because remember, in division, the division symbol, when I get rid of the dots, looks like a minus. Division and subtraction always go together, just like adding and multiplying go together, because the functions stay the same. The numbers get larger with those other two. The numbers get smaller with these two, okay? So I'm going to subtract 43 minus 42. What is it? Of course, it's 1. Now, can 6 fit into 1? No, it can't. Way too small. So what do I do about it? Neighbor, yep, the 7 down here. I have not used it yet. So I bring it down and I drop it with the 1. So now I have a 17. Can 6 fit into 17? Of course it can. 6 fits into 17 how many times? Twice. Because 6 times 12, 2 rather, is 12. 6 times 3 is what? 18. Too big for 17. I go back 1. 6, 12. So it's twice. Remember, 18 is too much. So go to the 12. So 6 times 2 goes in there. So the 2, where does it go? Right back up here with the 7. Right there, okay? Okay, so now what do? Once again, multiply around the corner. 2 times 6, we said was 12. Bring it down here, minus. Okay, now I subtract again. What's 17 minus 12? It's 5. Now I say, excuse me, now I say to 6 go into 5. No, 5's too small. So now I go to the neighbor for help. Oh, wait a minute, there are no neighbors. There's nothing else here to help bring it down or make it larger. So what does that mean? Well, what that means is that's all we could do. So this 5 is what's left over. So what do I do with the 5? I bring it up, put an R next to the 72. That R stands for remainder, meaning what's remaining or what's left over. And then I put the 5. Okay? 72 remainder 5. Remember, this isn't really a 72. This is 72 sets of 6. So 6 goes into 437 72 times with 5 left over. In other words, if I had the time and drew 437 dots and I wanted to circle 6 at a time, I would have 72 circles of 6 with 5 dots remaining because 5 is smaller than 6. So those are my leftovers. So once again, multiply left to right. Okay? I should say divide left to right. Figure out how much it goes in. Put the answers up here. Multiply around the corner. Subtract. Continue the steps again until you run out. Whatever's left over on the bottom, that's your remainder. Okay? Now, how can I make sure that this is correct? Very simple. You do the opposite. Just like when you want to check if subtraction is right, you add. If you want to check if your division is right, you're going to multiply. You're going to multiply. So I'm going to multiply which numbers? I'm going to multiply 72 times the outside number 6. So I'm going to multiply 72 times 6. Remember, we did double times single earlier last week. So when I do that, 2 times 6 is 12. Carry the 1, plus sign, diagonal. 7 times 6 is 42. Plus 1 is 43. I've got 432. Now look at this number. This is 437. That's not the same, is it? So I must have done it wrong, right? No, because don't forget, your remainder is 5. You've got to add that 5 to 432. When you add the 5 to 432, you get 437. And what do you know? We have a match. So you multiply the big number above the line times the outside number. You get your answer. You look to see if there's a remainder. You add that to the answer. And when you do, if your answer matches this large number under the bar, you know you did it correctly. Okay? Let's do another example just to make sure. This time I'm just going to go through it without saying much. Very little. You could always replay the video, don't forget. Okay? Let's do this one. All right? Remember, left to right, 9 doesn't go into 8, but it goes into 85 9 times. Put the 9 up here, multiply around the corner. 9 times 9 is 81. Subtract, that would give me 4. 9 can't fit into 4, drop down the 2, 42. 9 goes into 42 4 times. Put the 4 up here, multiply around the corner again, 36. Subtract, I get 6. 9 can't fit into 6. There's nothing I could do to bring it down. 6 is my remainder. Let's check it just to make sure. Multiply 94 times 9. 4 times 9, 36. Carry the 3 plus sign. Diagonal. 9 times 9 is 81. Plus 3. That's a plus. Plus 3 is 84. I got 846. My remainder is 6. Add the 6 to it, and I get 892. I should have done it the other way, but 892. What am I talking about? 892. 852. Sorry about that. 852. Does it match? You bet it does, which means I did it correctly. Long division with checking. Like I said, feel free to go through the steps. It's a little tough to grasp at first. Just keep replaying it. Pause the video. Write it down as you go. Okay? And that should help you. All right?